Meditation is the practice of orienting your attention to your present experience. It is about simply observing what is happening right now, your various feelings, sensations, thoughts, your perceptions. It's really a process of noticing what is already ever present, that is, your experience in this moment. Often we get so caught up in the drama of life, the constant flow of change, that we start chasing goals and aspirations in the future. And when we get so swept up in this, we neglect what is right in front of us. We lose touch with the intuitive, embodied experience of reality when we are just so caught up in what we want from life, jumping from one thought, one want to the next. And I think many of us, we live so much in our heads that we become disconnected from our bodies and the real felt experience of life. And this disconnection, it also distances us from the more meaningful aspects of existence. And I think meditation is really a vital bridge towards reconnecting and bring us back into the present, to what we are truly experiencing right now. And to meditate, you don't need to sit like a yogi with crossed legs and a straight back. You know, although certain postures can help to center and relax the body, these positions are not essential. Meditation can be done anywhere, whether you're walking, playing a sport, washing dishes, cooking. It's not an activity that you perform. Meditation is really just a realization of what you already are. It's a simple recognition that you can tap into at any moment. For example, when sipping a cup of coffee, you can silence your mind and focus entirely on that experience, the taste, the heat, the feeling of the liquid as it moves through your body. Meditation is simply the observing of how that experience unfolds within you. And as well, the essence of meditation is what we may call as a unconditioned awareness. It's the simple allowing of whatever to arise without trying to change or control it. When we live in our heads and adopt ego-driven perceptions, we are often trying to force life in a particular direction. We want our experiences to be a certain way, and this relentless striving, it restricts our ability to truly explore and play, and really to become sensitive to the mysteries of life. We need to, for a moment, surrender and suspend our egoic desires, and we must really observe things simply as they are. Seeing reality as it is, it may sound simple, but often this perception is clouded by our need to get something from life. But if we can cultivate the ability to silence the mind, we start to see things more clearly. And this doesn't mean that we force thoughts out. Rather, what we are doing is we're resting our awareness in the ever-present silence from which thoughts arise, like the vibrations of a guitar string. And in this silent space, we can be relaxed, yet attentive and able to act with more intention and mindfulness. And you will find that as the mind stills, deeper patterns and rhythms of life begin to emerge. And these are often overlooked in the busyness of everyday life. We tend to repress much of what we experience as we go about our day, but meditation helps to create a space where we can step back from this drama and reflect on what it is that we are experiencing. And when we do this, when we cultivate this disposition of our minds, we can really uncover deeper layers of ourselves. Through this process of meditative unveiling, we gain insight into the root causes of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. We start to understand our psychology at a deeper level, and this heightened awareness not only helps us to engage more consciously with ourselves, but it also lets us to act and interact with reality in a more meaningful way. When we become unconscious, we become distracted and swept away by life. And in this state, we often act according to our lower appetitive desires driven by impulse rather than our higher selves. And breaking free from these lower patterns, these lower cycles, they help to break these sort of patterns of distraction that our minds often have a tendency to fall into. Meditation, the cultivation of awareness, it is really vital towards the interruption of these patterns, towards the prevention of our lower desire systems like lust, appetite, arousal from controlling us, which they often have a tendency to do. But I should add that the goal is not to reject or repress our lower desire systems that we have, but rather to integrate them into a holistic sense of self. Every part of our psyche has its place, and meditation, it allows us to acknowledge these different aspects without letting any one part dominate. It's like conducting an orchestra. Each part needs space. The goal is to harmonize them. It's to create a balance, a kind of synchrony between the different aspects, which will then allow us to move towards an experience of life that is more fulfilling and more positive. That's the essence of meditation, really. It's about unveiling and understanding the patterns of your mind and bringing your different aspects, your different complexes into a sense of harmony, a sense of synchronization. It's almost kind of musical, really, but I think that's a good way of sort of conceiving it. You should learn to love and accept unconditionally all your patterns, and to engage in a kind of movement towards wholeness, a movement towards greater kindness, compassion, and greater awareness, really. And to do that, you just pay attention.